Hello, welcome to Film Commentary. This is Jared Wignall, and today I will be commenting over the film Star Wars Episode 6 The Return of the Jedi. And if you have your copy of the film set to 0, we shall begin in 3, 2, 1. Play. This film was the final installment in the original Star Wars trilogy. However, I'm sure all of you know that. And George Lucas wrote a whole lot of material when, as I've said before, when we're writing the original film. It was really it was supposed to be all one project, as everybody basically knows, but again, it went to the point of like it could be 12 films. Like, I remember an interview I saw of Mark Hamill, and back in 1977 when promoting the original Star Wars: A New Hope, and he basically said that when they were working on it, because of their sequels, like he was just kind of curious as to just a vague idea of where Luke will kind of end up. And George Lucas, meaning it or not, just kind of said that, it was like, this is like the fourth film or something like that. This is like the middle of a bigger series, and it's like a 12-part series, and then some point later we'll do the movies that come before this one, like the first three, and then we'll bring you back to basically hand Excalibur or the lightsaber down to the next generation of Jedi. And from basically then he'll essentially assume the Jedi Master role. However, unfortunately, because of how YouTube was back in 2007, which is when I watched that interview, and because there were clips of the original Star Wars, and Fox owns that film, it did get deleted because it got copyright strike, so eventually it got deleted. But yeah, so Lucas never really had a whole lot of, didn't really have an overall outline set in stone of what would happen prior to this trilogy or after this trilogy. But yeah, I find this film to be a great companion to this trilogy. It's a great ending. The character arcs are amazing. I do know there's problems people have with this film, but I don't have them myself. I never did. I watched. I've watched this movie multiple times, and after I've heard people complain about certain things, and I just don't see it. Sam Witwer, who was in The Force Awakens as a secret apprentice, as a Star Killer, as well as the Emperor in that game. Excuse me. And here's Darth Vader in the next new Death Star. He actually gave good reasons as to why Return of the Jedi is fantastic. And I want to write, or I want to say those things that he said, as well as I put some other stuff, kind of wrote some stuff down. And just to see, you know, as we get to those points of the film, I'll comment on them. Here's R2 and 3PO on Tatooine. And also that last scene, the Emperor is coming, which is the first. And this film was the first proper time we've ever seen him. I know in Episode 5 he was there, but he actually was just in a hologram, whereas to now he's, finally we get to see him in the flesh. In Jabba's palace. There isn't anybody there. You just knocked and no one answered. Oh. Well, hello. One thing is, like, with the Death Star, because we just saw it, the reason why there's another Death Star is because, remember at the end of, or not in the middle, but there's a short scene in A New Hope where they're talking about the Death Star and being vulnerable. The Tarkin comes in and says that the Emperor has disbanded the Senate, which was the last remnants of the old Republic that we saw in the prequels. So, and that basically the Death Star will be used as a tool to threaten other planets and systems into submission or to following the rules that the Empire sets in place. And if you disobey or question or anything, your planet will get destroyed by the Death Star. And as a result, shortly after that was in place, of the Death Star being the thing that's going to, the Death Star being this thing to instill fear into every system in the galaxy. Shortly after that was put into place, well, the Death Star got blown up. So there was there was this whole policy essentially of having a Death Star to instill fear, and when that one got destroyed, another one had to be made, and that's the story of the Death Star. And there's Jabba the Hutt, as we see again, actually, with counting episode 4 of the special edition kind. And so here's the first time we get to see Luke Skywalker. Though it's a hologram, but still. He is now a Jedi Knight. And Jabba's smoking. His face is crumb. There's a slave. Earl of Jabba's. Um, Something else that some people seem to have a problem with with this film, Return of the Jedi, is Luke redeeming his father. I guess at that point it was like it seemed like a cliche thing to do. Um, and with this, actually, because of Luke redeeming Darth Vader, the interest of Darth Vader really comes from this film. And there's Han Solo and Carbonite. He's on the. Yeah, he gets to be hung on the wall like a painting, unfortunately, for Han. And they're all. And there are all these awful, disgusting stuff down here. Oh, and they're being tortured, unfortunately. Oh. This droid is voiced by the director of the film. Yeah, Richard Marquand is the director of this film. And now R2 and 3PO have jobs now. And now for the special edition, obviously this whole section is different from what it originally used to be. Though I gotta say, that was always a kind of a goofy moment. And Star Wars had its goofy moments. Um, but again, back to what I was talking about with Darth Vader and the interest. This film gave Darth Vader complexity and depth that we all like. That it is not at all because of The Empire Strikes Back. You know, the only thing revealing in that film was Darth Vader being Luke's father. But until. But even some people actually didn't actually agree to, or some people didn't question whether or not Darth Vader was telling the truth or not. And well, that's not good for her. That's some darkness to this film, which people say is very light. You know, these scenes, even though with the new song added, it still does have its dark moments like this. And now there's Chewbacca. Something you may not know completely, on the side of the helmet, which is obviously that's Leia, but on the side of the right side of the helmet is 1138 is written. But yeah, when you rewatch, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but I kind of also want to talk as the film about certain things in the film is going on. But again, but yeah, to get back on Vader, this movie is the reason people really, really like Vader. Is aside from the fact that people already liked him as a villain, he's fleshed out in this film a lot more. And you are sympathetic to him because of this film, which was something that was interesting. And which also kind of brings into like how an Empire, Luke was basically told to respect his elders by Yoda, and he didn't, and his friends had to save him when he failed to save them, which was the whole reason why he didn't finish training in Empire. So now in Jedi, he actually rejects his elders where they tell him to kill Darth Vader. But now he is a man and a full Jedi, and understanding that he can't kill his father to actually win, and by doing this, he proves to be he's the one true Jedi, and brings his father back to redemption. And doing so actually is the whole reason this title is the emphasis of this title, Return of the Jedi. The Jedi is Anakin Skywalker, and there's Lando Calrissian. Um, but yeah, you know, not killing Vader when everyone tells him to in this film, he shows that he is a Jedi. He is a man. He's no longer just the farm boy we know and remember from A New Hope. So yes, this film and everything I listed with Vader is the very reason people truly love Vader more as just, oh, he's the bad guy. They made the bad guy become a good guy, and you feel for him in this film. And Harrison Ford was reluctant on coming back and doing this film. He thought they should kill him off, like he should die at some point. And so did Lawrence Kasdan when writing, but George Lucas, from the story outline he had for this trilogy, this originally one film, he said no. Because he had already changed certain things, and, he already had ideas for, clearly in the story, for how Han pertains to this installment. And he wanted he didn't want a huge dramatic change like that for this film. Um, Also, another thing is Luke and Leia being brother and sister. Originally, they thought of actually a new character being Luke's sister being introduced, but Lucas thought because of all these characters and the new rebellion and showing Jabba the Hutt for the first time and the Ewoks and all this stuff going on, that he thought there's too many characters and thought adding Luke's sister being a brand new character, there would be so much stuff going on that he just thought that would be too much for people, or to truly, I guess, pay attention to the story when there's all these new characters, and then, but if you have too many characters in a film, you're kind of like, oh well, yeah, like it could eventually get, I guess, be harder to pay attention to the story when you're trying to grasp. Okay, here's a new character. What's their function here? Oh, this character's Luke's sister. Okay, she's gonna help, and also he might not know exactly how to implement this brand new character of that was Luke's sister. So he just decided to make Leia Luke's sister, as that it would make sense for him. And yeah, so there's that. And here it comes, Luke Skywalker. Oh, he's choking him. That's something that's fairly different. And there's Leia in a bikini. Carrie Fisher looked very good in this film. She looked good in all of them, though. And the reason she was in this bikini was because she kept saying to George Lucas, like, put me in these big clothes, baggy clothes, bulky clothes. You can't tell I'm a woman. So in this movie, he wrote for her to be in a bikini. Also, some people say this film is a retread of A New Hope, but it actually isn't, since it does take the best villain in film history at that time and made him into a good guy. And then we finally see, and as well as seeing the Emperor, someone who we've only heard and seen in one scene of Empire, and now we're able to see who the true villain of Star Wars is. And this film, I don't know if it, I don't. It doesn't seem to get the recognition it should. And now Luke is here telling Jabba to, you know, listen to him and let them go. Uh, Unfortunately, he didn't get to. Yeah, he didn't get to shoot Jabba, unfortunately. And now here's the Rancor. This is actually pretty dark. A lot of stuff up to this point has been very dark, but here's a very dark moment of this giant monster that's about to eat Luke. And people say this film is very light. Oh, that's not pleasant. And Boba Fett's just been hanging around Jabba and his palace for some time. I guess that's just the bounty hunter. That's the place where people go hang out if you're a bounty hunter. Like where smugglers and other people go hang out at the cantina, I guess. I guess that's just the place to hang out if you're a bounty hunter. Jawas. All sorts of familiar creatures and new. Oh, that's. Oh, how's Luke gonna get out of this? Yeah, Luke needs to. He's gonna use his brain power and that leash that Jabba has on Leia would suck. Oh, and it's dead. And it's dead. Oh, he's choking her. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there's this dude. I guess he doesn't like. Uh, I guess that dude doesn't like shirts. And now here's is the first time since the beginning of it, Empire Strikes Back that Luke and Han are on screen together. Oh, oh ha ha. Well, let's pass on that. ho ho. That's Carrie Fisher disliked Jabba very much. Oh, Banthas. In a sail barge. I like this music. John Williams was always amazing. You can never go wrong with John Williams, and I'm glad he has stuck with the Star Wars films. He's just fantastic. Convenient, huh? Luke is prepared for all of this. That's good. Oh yeah, you'll learn to appreciate. Oh well. Oh. Duh. Well, 3PO, you clearly were not in the loop of everything going on. And there's the Sarlacc. This is the only film in the trilogy to actually have been filmed and gone on schedule and didn't have problems with money, like needing more money, needing delay after delays or having to postpone things, like for the original Star Wars, and then on Empire when they're filming, there's problems that happened, which halted production for a while. But this is the only film of the trilogy that actually did manage to stay within budget. Something George Lucas, I think, always wanted to do because he's like, if we have to use more money, fine. But it would be kind of like nice to make a film within the budget we've already set. And now R2 just gave Luke his new lightsaber, which originally was blue, but apparently it contrasted with the Wilhelm scream. But the blue blade apparently contrasted with the blue sky for these scenes too much. So it just blended in, apparently, and that sucks. That sucks because it could have been cool for him to have another lightsaber of the same color as his father's, but oh well. Luke's lightsaber is also very reminiscent of that of Obi-Wan Kenobi's. Oh. And George Lucas said that if he had known how popular Boba Fett was or was going to be, he would have given his death more thought and would have been better. But, in the old canon, they did write Boba Fett getting out of the pit. And the Wilhelm scream again. And now trying to save Lando. And Meanwhile, Leia's strangling Jabba. That's good. However, that's just disgusting looking face. Oh, Chewie and Han to the rescue for. Well, they're what that guy. Oh, all right, you almost got it. Wait on. Well, now there's a tentacle. That's, that sucks. All these guys are popping up everywhere. Uh oh. And R2 assisted with all this and helped Princess Leia out. And in that scene with 3PO, Anthony Daniels said for whatever reason he had a panic attack. And they had to take the helmet off of him fairly quickly because he didn't know what happened. And maybe it was just the conditions of the heat and everything. And oh, there went that guy. And there they go. And if Jabba wasn't dead from being strangled, which he sure looked dead, he definitely is dead now. And now they're all off of Tatooine. Uh, and now, from here on out in the movie, Luke, where's that glove? Makes me wonder. Since now he's a Jedi Knight, had Luke been practicing? Had he come back prior to Yoda? Or did he teach himself, or did or did Yoda teach Luke through the Force? It's one of those things that's often kind of made me curious. And now here is the Emperor, played by Ian McDiarmid. Mm. So Palpatine has foreseen this. Oh, that's something. And we see Yoda once again. Oh. Everybody likes Yoda. Yoda's awesome. And it's unfortunate that he died in this film, but, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, Yoda always telling jokes in these films. In this trilogy, at least. Dispensing wisdom and being able to make people chuckle. Oh, you can't die. The reason why Yoda says to Luke that Darth Vader is his father is because George Lucas saw, because he thought some people won't trust Vader. Like, he could just be saying this to get Luke to join him on the dark side. And, um, also, he consulted a psychologist that about this whole situation where if kids hear from somebody that they can trust and like Yoda, for instance, if Darth Vader is Luke's father, they will believe it. And so this is the moment where I guess a lot of people that were doubtful or weren't sure if he really was. He That's when they all they believed Vader. It's unexpected. Unexpected and unfortunate. Yeah. Force is where you get your strength, Luke. Fear and aggression is the dark side. Luke. That's just sad. Yes, it does. Skywalker. Oh, who would that be? Well, obviously I already said so, but still, at that point, it's like, who's that? And then when you think about that, them kissing in in the episode 4 when Leia kissed Luke, it was always on the cheek, so it was anything where you get creeped out, because in episode 5 there was that scene where it's like, oh, that's creepy. R2's fixing the Death, or X-Wing, yeah, he's fixing the Death Star. Oh, sure you can. And that was the first time Luke ever said, or ever called him Obi-Wan. It was always Ben. And Alec Guinness worked only one day. That really sucks. Oh. Oh. Some people do get upset over this stuff with Obi-Wan being trained by Yoda. By when for the prequels, that people were like, Qui-Gon Jinn actually trained Obi-Wan, not Yoda. But then in episode 2, it is shown before he's being assigned true um, uh, but yeah, when they have in episode 2 Yoda training the younglings, that does give credence to Obi-Wan saying he was trained by Yoda. And then the whole revelation of Leia being his sister, it was like, well, Luke's probably like, oh, well, we gotta, we have to, I gotta, this is a shock, and also I gotta think about all this now. And Lando dressed up as he's a he's very well to do now. Calamari. Not yet operational. I see. I think also another reason why the whole shield generators on the forest moon of Endor was because, in the original, the shields and stuff, all that was in the original film. Inside the Death Star, there was all that stuff, all that shield was all on the Death Star, whereas now it's on a moon instead. Mm-hmm. General Calrissian. General Nadine. And there's Wedge. Gotta love General Nadine's fake beard. The reason he had a fake beard was because he originally filmed some scenes with the beard. And then when there's promotion and stuff, they had already stuff with a character with a beard. So they had to keep in continuity with some of the promotion and pictures they already had. Oh, well, you're just kind of a downer, aren't you? There, 3PO. Can't see the excitement and stuff. Yeah. Won't have a scratch. No scratches on the Death Star. I'm just rambling right now. I apologize. But I mean, I have more stuff to say, but at this point, what can I say? Uh, I mean, oh, good thing for the shuttle that they got. Oh, towers. Oh, yeah. Oh, so now Vader just has the job of just hanging back then until Luke comes. Oh, there's the ship Vader's on. Shuttle Tidarian. Ooh. Oh boy. You know, it would be very interesting if all this didn't work out and they had to get to onto the planet anyway. Fly casual, alright. Parts techno. Oh. Oh. Uh oh. It's always Luke's. It's always Luke's imagination. Oh. Well, what's evasive actions if they don't go for it? Oh. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. All right, we're on Endor, the forest moon of Endor. Though everybody just calls it Endor. Oh, shut up, 3PO. You just got there. It's the woods. It's a forest. Well, there's some Imperials. Oh, well. Oh. Well, hey, that gives us all confidence, Han. Thanks. And then all that. Uh oh. Oh. Well, there you go. Well, that guy didn't go very far. Whoa, whoa. Oh. Just having to get to have a fist fight. This sequence is awesome. Spear chase. And the sound design is outstanding as well. You know, the these film the sound design on all these films are great. Whoa. Oh well, that worked real well for that guy. Now they've got company. Whoa, there, but whoa. You need to look where you're going more, pal. Whoa. Oh, yep. Oh, hey, that's cheating. You had a gun. Oh, yeah. See, you should have paid more attention. Yeah, ram it. Ram that speeder. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, whoa. Well, you got something better than a blaster. You've got lightsaber, and well, I think that he's done. Oh well, how long have you been waiting? Oh, hey, it's Luke. Hey, it's okay. They're all like, wait, oh, yeah. Oh, what are you gonna do? Well, it's a forest. I mean, oh, here comes Wicket the Ewok. Wicket W. Warwick, played by Warwick Davis, who's been in every trilogy, every Star Wars trilogy so far. Oh, whoa. And he's a. I've always liked the Ewoks. I've always thought the Ewoks were cool. However, people do have a problem with the Ewoks, which actually is a very good portion of most of what I have to say. What Sam Witwer had points on, which was on one hand, the Ewoks fit the fairy tale narrative that Star Wars has, throughout the series, and they represent the insignificant creatures that you don't pay attention to or underestimate, and they are the ones that you need help to defeat the great evil. But Wicket's about to make friends with Leia. And people also kind of criticize this next moment of her taking the hat off, like, or the helmet off, like, oh, he's scared of helmets. Oh, well, everything with her and all the rebels and the Empire, that's completely foreign to not just Wicket, but the the all of the Ewoks. and they're actually very helpful. Contrary to people's beliefs on this film, like, oh, the entire empire was uh, defeated by the empire was defeated by Ewoks, and that's not the case. The empire on Endor, yeah, but even then, no, it's actually the rebels. The Ewoks actually helped the 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 Ewoks assisted the rebels, and they're the ones that actually defeated the Empire on Endor. They didn't. They actually uh, they were just a big help and even a distraction, a diversion that the Empire will be focused on these creatures while also having to deal with the rebels. So they have to. They're surrounded everywhere, and they have to. Uh, they have to combat these little creatures, and also they're not as cute and cuddly as everybody makes them out to be. Because soon we'll get to a point of that. Oh. Oh. Also, another thing about the Ewoks is they're basically the Yoda lesson for the other characters. Where in Empire, Luke underestimates the little green creature he's encountered. He's the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy meet when he first meets him. Also, this is told when Luke's reaction when he sees the Ewoks. It's like he's seen this situation before, and essentially has Han and Chewie give up their weapons to the Ewoks. And the one they're about to be cooked. Luke is basically saying, no, they're not. And then they're at the tribe. When they're at that tribe, Leia comes to them and wonders what's going on. And Han doesn't know what's happening. But Luke does. And this is also plays to why he is on Endor. He's on Endor to give the previous reasons I gave. To become friends with the natives, the Ewoks, so that the prime natives are on their side and are able to combat against the Empire with them. And now here's... No, don't... they're very... the Ewoks are actually pretty clever with this kind of thing. Uh-oh. Here's R2 to the rescue. Yeah, watch Mark Hamill's performance here. He's looking, he's like, what? Oh. It's very subtle, though. You need to pay attention to Mark Hamill's performance. It's subtle, where he's like, I've seen this before with Yoda. He initially underestimated him. He's been connect how he could be helpful before he knew it was Yoda. And right here is a good change of noticing it. Yeah, see, it'll be all right. Yeah, see, they're having their weapons taken. And, 3PO is looked upon as their god. So, yeah. Again, yeah, the Ewoks did not defeat the Empire. You know, they're defending their home, and also it's interesting, interesting stories of natives with weapons that are homemade, spears and bows, and so on and so forth, like bow and arrows, rocks, or logs to smash the ATSTs. Not and sticks like spears are used to help take down a technologically and superior uh, enemy with better weapons, uses resources they have to do this. And they also, the Empire underestimates the Ewoks. However, unlike the heroes, they don't learn this lesson. And because of that's a downfall for the Empire. Though they don't really defeat them, though they just they they assist in taking the Empire down. It's the rebels that really do most of the damage to them. And here is the clear cut reason as to why, you know, the 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 Ewoks aren't all cute and cuddly, because, well, going to they're gonna eat. Yeah, they're gonna eat our main characters in honor of, 3PO. But hey, they like Leia, except for however, but they're not going to listen, because they're like, well, we don't want to do that. We want to have a banquet for you. But Luke has this great plan, and I wonder what they're actually going to do with R2D2, since they probably couldn't eat him. Yeah, well, they don't seem to be, listening to them. But oh, here goes that magic. That C3PO has. Uh oh. But here we go. Oh, that sucked for R2. That probably hurt. Yeah, he's zapping that Ewok. That's funny. Oh. Oh. Oh, but Wicket likes R2. And that's alright, because everybody likes R2. And now this is helping them, and the rebels become one with the being accepted. Telling. It's very cool, interesting Star Wars, or it's a very interesting reenactment of the series so far. Whoa, I don't like that, huh? Darth Vader. Yeah. Wicket likes Han too. Oh. And that is the story of how we got here. Luke knows. And now Luke's part in this has concluded and doesn't need. Yeah, oh. Uh, Alrighty. Yep. Yeah, hurry up. Tell them what I'm saying while I'm telling you. And this also came into question with the prequels. Oh, was your real mother? I don't think really Leia comprehended or really acknowledged that statement. She only knew one mom, which was her adoptive mother in this scene. And he yeah, his question of this, I have always interpreted that after he asked that, she was just telling Luke about her adoptive mother, who she always thought as her real mother, and probably didn't grasp, or not necessarily grasp, but she just didn't really acknowledge that part of what what Luke asked her. And then now that uh, he's telling all this to Leia of about the about their heritage Force being strong in his family, telling her Vader's his father. And now his sister has it, and now she's strong with it. And looking at him like with such a face, like, yep, yeah, you're my sister. What do you know? Hmm. And you never said this to Luke before? Oh. Oh, well. You just run away and don't. And yeah, always be strong. There's good in him. That's good to know, Luke. Well, and there he has to go. Unfortunately. Just, yeah, she needs to grasp everything that's gone on. Or she's just old. You can do it. Oh, don't be like that, Han. Again, also, if I'm kind of going back and forth, trying to paying attention to to the movie, as well as some of the stuff I've got for the notes of I'm trying to say. There's also something about Jedi's that at a point in the end, it seems evident like Luke is on a suicide mission when it doesn't quite, when he isn't quite sure if he's going to be able to save his father. After this brief scene where he says his where he talks to where they have a little father and son talk here. Basically, where he's not sure if he could redeem his father, so things actually look very dark and grim with Luke, especially when he says things like to the Emperor, "Soon I'll be dead, and you with me." And again, he doesn't know if his father can be saved, but he doesn't give up hope. And while the Emperor tries having Luke kill his dad and provoke him into anger as much to the dark side, go to the dark side, and so the darkness. That's a lot of the stuff for the darkness into the film. And yeah, it's a very dark film, really, when you think about it. And now Vader's looking at Luke's new lightsaber. But Obi-Wan was wise. never turn. He is the real, true Jedi. Luke, Luke knows how to balance out his feelings. If he's um, hmm, and yeah, there's a conflict in Vader. Now that the rebels and the Ewoks are one and the same, now they're all part of the tribe. They're able to now get they've going to deactivate the shield, and here come the rebellion. At least a good portion of the rebellion. You know, the rebellion had to have gotten a lot of support after the Death Star was destroyed. You know, when you think about it, they had to. Hence why they have so many rebels. Admiral Akbar in control of the bridge. There's the back door. So yeah, basically the Ewoks do actually balance out the darkness of this film, of Luke's whole demeanor being really dark and grim. The beginning with Jabba, the Emperor, all that stuff, and you need a good balancing factor of the darkness with light, because all these films have dark moments, and you need some light moments here and there, so it's not too dark. And oh, excuse me. And they need to they need to have a good balancing out factor for each film of something of it's either light, silly, or something. And in this film, it's the Ewoks. In other moments, there's other moments in the other films, like the cantina scene, for instance. Yoda in Empire, and in this film, it's the Ewoks. So there's lightheartedness, goofiness in every film, but there's also a good amount of grim dark moments as well. And here's a good. There's a good scene. A series of scenes. It's very dark. And now Luke meets the Emperor. Oh. You don't need those cuffs anymore. There goes the guards. Oh. Those eyes. Master. Oh. Oh. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Oh, no, he doesn't know that they're Emperor. Yeah, see? Soon I'll be dead and you with me. That's some grim stuff, man. That's. Oh, confidence. Oh, well. Pointless, huh? Well, from the outcome of this movie, it doesn't seem like it was that pointless at all. Need to have faith in something, pal. Mm. Oh. Oh, well, that sucks. Oh. And. Oh. Oh, here come more people. Oh, 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 there goes Wicket. There's Ben Burt. And he's a sound designer. Rebel scum. That's a little harsh. And there's the Death Star. And soon, the famous. Yeah, there's Wedge. The only rebel aside Luke to be in every Star Wars film of the original trilogy. Yes, may the Force be with us. And with you. Uh-oh. 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 It's a trap. big space battle. Well, I never stopped any of you before. Oh, and now Luke watches as of the rebels. Oh, so the rebels, I would think, would be smart enough to not have everybody out there on that attack. But then again, I guess not. Hmm. That sucks. What are you gonna do, Luke? Alright, resist. So basically, I've touched upon a lot of points that Whitwer did. Basically, there's just to summarize then, the criticisms you could have with a film. After everything I've said as the film's gone on, is that there might be a problem with the execution of the Ewoks, but then again, that could be up to debate, depending on who you're talking to, and myself included. That they're defending their home, and the rebels, and with the rebels, they're teaming up to help defeat the Empire on their planet. So things can go back to the way they were before the Empire. Before the Empire put their shield generator and troops down there. And now they got attacked. And now there's a surprise attack. Also, it just makes you think of whether you're going to cook and eat the rebels. What are they going to do with the stormtroopers after they killed them, all those Imperials, and now they're getting away. But the Ewoks are being chased as well. It's actually quite interesting to see all this unfold to myself. So there might be an execution problem, perhaps, with the Ewoks. Also underutilizing Han Solo, but then again, Harrison Ford was very adamant they kill him off in this film. But Lucas saying no and having Solo have a big part in the film, it could be that it was looked at as a last second rewrite situation, as Lucas wrote the script with Kasdan, with what Kasdan already put down with Lucas's story, and they wrote it together. And there's that Ewok that is dead. Oh well, that's not working as they thought it would. See, it's not all rain. It's not rainbows and sunshines with the Ewoks completely. Also, think of how much it would suck to get hit with those rocks or spears. They'd be bludgeoned to death with a heavy inanimate object like a rock or one of those little hammer axe they've fashioned for themselves. And R2 to the rescue again. Stop motion with the ATSTs, as with the chess pieces in A New Hope and the AT. 'T. 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 Oh, sure, you have the upper hand, but it's not looking all super for now. It's not looking too great over up at up in space. So yeah, so again, like the underutilization of Han Solo could be a good criticism you could have. Other, I've addressed the criticism of the second Death Star, but yeah, the only other one was that people found out that originally Wookiees were supposed to be on the planet instead of Ewoks. You know, so people wondered about Chewbacca. Might have wondered about Chewbacca's background, but when people, but then again, they also the holiday special could have had still be in some people's minds and might not want to go back to the Wookiee home planet. And it's so and hold that thought as we're gonna. That was pretty cool. Oh, that's yep. Oh, and the Ewoks are. It's not going well for them at this juncture. Also, another thing with the Ewok thing is, well, there weren't a lot of as many tall people like there are now. Like, because at the time, and back then, like Peter Mayhew was like the tallest actor they got at that time, around this whole juncture. Where you can now get basketball players to be Wookiees as they're around the height. Back in '82, but even then, if you try to get back, and R2 is unfortunately damaged. And but even if they did have basketball players, the schedules might not match up with their basketball schedule. They might have limited time for fitting, rehearsing, and then filming for the movie. Oh, and that Ewok is dead. That sucks. That sucks. But yeah, with the whole basketball players, they even if they did get them back in '82 when they filmed this movie, the scheduling and everything could have been a problem because also the cost would have been big too, a big thing because making multiple 7+ foot suits would have cost a lot more to make than 3-foot Ewok suits because of the more material. And again, they wanted to stay within the budget of Return of the Jedi. They didn't want to just go over as much because, yeah, well, you could also, make a. As far they could go over budget. George Lucas really wanted to stay within it and not just keep going over. Basically, yeah, they make all their money back, but if you don't have to spend money, if you can make sure you can get the best quality film as you within the budget you've got. Why not? And now begins the fight of between Vader and Luke. And some people say the Ewoks were only made for selling toys, and because they're cute, and not and more than just and not for the reasons I gave, but also if they were just made for the fact of they're cute and cuddly and would sell more. I kind of find that hard to believe because if you actually look at some of these Ewoks, they're actually not even like cute. And yeah, kids do like cute things, but still, when you look at the Ewoks, there are cute Ewoks, but then there are Ewoks that aren't cute, and Chewbacca really destroyed. He just destroyed that thing. Also, George Lucas always had it that Ewok or Wookiees were technologically, they're tech savvy and know what to do and know how to handle weapons. And Lucas thought it would be more interesting to have creatures that don't really know or don't really use weapons like blasters and stuff. And here's where they get bludgeoned to death with rocks. That would suck. And also, maybe they didn't even kill those stormtroopers. They could have just, So, guy in there's dead. So, that really sucks. But after all this, I think I've illustrated all those points, albeit while trying to watch the film, as well as comment at certain things happen. I think I was very successful at doing so, at getting all that stuff out. Maybe not, but I hope I was. So if you listen to this, and if you had some of those have like perhaps negative aspects, and I think this is just as strong of a sequel to as much as one as Empire, really. And now I'm going to continue my commentary as I've often done. I describe stuff that you're seeing, because why not? Luke's not giving up on Vader. And that's a good thing. If you look at some instances with, like there, you could see a hint of blue within the green blade of the lightsaber, like there, near the white. Luke's pretty athletic. Uh-oh. That's not good. Sure there is. You don't want to kill your son. That's a good conflict. Oh. And, the Emperor's just having a good old time with this. Ho, 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 ho. And, and the space battle continues. Oh, wait. Alright, get those squads out. Alright. Well, that was a trick that you fell for. Alright, we're gonna blow that thing up. It's all dark down here. Says you. I only wanted to kill the Emperor. Here is very. The whole point of that whole lighting is to see the conflict of Luke possibly, going for the dark side. Also, since he's also because he's dressed in all black, like he's could go to the dark side. And now he knows about Luke having a sister. His failure's complete. Mm-hmm. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, Luke's real angry. I guess the moral of this story is don't talk about Leia around, like that around Luke. Because if you do, well, this is going to happen. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. You're going to lose your hand. That sucks. And here comes the Emperor, cackling away. His hate has made him arrogant. Yeah, looking at your hand and noticing how they're more similar than you think. Oh. Oh. Yes. Yeah, you tell him, Luke. Throwing your lightsaber away. I wouldn't have recommended you do that, but hey, that's your decision, pal. And there goes the shield generator on Endor. And now we can go and finally have our Death Star battle. It's awesome. Oh. Oh. Whoa, that's a new trick. At that point, nobody had seen anything like that in Jedi. with the dark side, you can shoot lightning, and also that the flap coming down over Luke now there with the gray has to indicate he was always with the light the entire time. On the surface, it looked, yes, he was on the dark side, but not really. He wasn't really evil. Yeah, he was never going to follow his father's path. Oh, and that would be real painful. Oh, and Darth Vader's conflicted now. One hand, he can't disobey his master, but he can't just let his son die. What are you gonna do? He's gonna pick him up and, yeah, and just, throw him. His skull. Oh. And you fell in the reactor. Yeah, that would not have been pain, or that would not have been pleasant. I almost said that would not have been painful, but I imagine it was if he did not die from the impact right away, having all that come back on him as he falls to his death. Would. All right. All right, going in. Oh. Oh. Oh, well, that well, that goes with that rebel. Whoop, oh. You can, oh, here we go. Those destroyers are getting destroyed. Uh-oh. That sucks. Oh, here comes this A-Wing. B-Wing. A-Wing. Oh, oh. Oh, and here goes that ship. There goes Vader's ship crashing into the Death Star. And here, oh. And this moment, the last moments of Darth Vader's life. That's really something that he wants to look at Luke with his actual eyes and not just, vision he's able to have, you know, with that mask. And there's his father. That sucks. I've already saved him. I don't think I don't think I'll have a problem with that, but now that you're redeemed, you die. Apparently, in the old canon, Obi-Wan and Yoda felt Vader's change back to the light side, so when you see his Force Ghost at the end, that's the reason he was able to do that, because they brought them being one with the Force were able to pull Anakin's spirit to the light side and help him become a Force Ghost and one with the Force as well. And now there goes the reactor. And now they have to get out of there real fast. And now here goes Luke and Vader. Wonder if everybody that was in there, the hangar, got out. And they got out in time. And then everybody saw that. And Leia's patched up after being shot. That's good. And now she's gonna tell Han about Luke. Yeah, I love him, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very kind of you, Han. But you missed reading the situation. Wait, what? What? Brother. Oh. Oh, brother, that's awesome. That's what that's what Han's thinking. It's like, all right. Well, you know, well, Luke's gonna have to find himself a girlfriend instead. He has to look across the galaxy if he wants one. I really like this. Vader gets a Jedi funeral, which we see in Episode 1. And it's a very meaningful thing of this happening. He's getting a proper send off, help bring balance to the Force with the help of Luke. And father and son destroyed the Emperor. how we get to see all those places of, because this is the special edition I'm watching, obviously. I think if you've caught on by now. Yeah, all the happiness everybody has of the, oh, and all those people love that last planet. And here's Coruscant. There's another Wilhelm scream, and there they tear down the statue of the Emperor. And now things are gonna get better. Everything will be fine. Right? Yeah, because this was the last film for a long time. And then George Lucas did decide to do the prequels and to complete it as a 6-part saga. And now, obviously, there's more after this film. And there's Wedge. He's still alive. Only rebel aside Luke to live through all of this journey. My uncle, or my nephew, taught you how to be a Jedi in the original film. I'm sure that's what Dennis Lawson would probably be saying if he knew this, how this would all come about. And now, here's Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin, one with the Force. And with that, it is over. Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, has come to an end. It's a great film, great trilogy, and I enjoyed watching it. I hope you enjoyed watching this with me as well. Hope you were able to put up with the commentary. And, because otherwise, why else would you listen to this? Putting up with me to talking for 2 hours. Alec Guinness has been Obi-Wan Kenobi. Also, until the special editions, this was the only time James Earl Jones ever got credit for voicing Darth Vader. In case any of you knew this, because on the special editions he was credited, but the original theatrical cut, his name was nowhere to be found. And now with that, I bid you all a farewell. And until next time, see you later, and take care. Bye.